everyone, it's me, Anari Atrocious, and today I'm gonna do another D&D Get Ready With Me. I was thinking about doing another Dupe the Vibes for the new, Nomad Cosmetics Australia palette or whatever it is. But I looked at that palette and I wasn't super inspired, so I just figured I'd do a D&D Get Ready With Me today. That's more what I'm feeling, so we're gonna do that. I already did my primer and stuff because I have to get up and wash my hands after I do that, so I just did that first. So yeah, I'm just gonna do my makeup and probably not talk too much about the makeup. I'm just gonna go through the story. It's mostly story time, so you can just put this on in the background and do your dishes or whatever. I don't know, whatever people do when they listen to story times. So yeah, let's just jump in. So I think the last time I did an update on this, we had just discovered that Toby, my son Toby, oh, am I out of foundation? It's oh, there we go. It was just spitting. I must be getting close. It wasn't coming out when I was pumping. We discovered that Toby, my son, that I adopted. Oh wait, I was gonna thin this out with the base thinner. Oops. It's just, oh well. I'll thin out. I'll do my forehead really thick and then we'll thin out the rest. It's fine. It's fine. I wanted to use the base thinner. I took it out and then I just ignored it. So we discovered that Toby was a hive mind undead thing. And we were trying to escape Karg because he was trying to assimilate us and chasing us around. We managed to get on top of the wall. We discovered that we had part of the... I don't think he's actually a lich, but we were calling him the Lich King because he was dead, undead. It was a whole thing. The king of the land. We discovered we had part of his soul in us. Yeah. So basically, we're starting this campaign, and the warrior with the big fuck off axe, that player, he has decided that his character wants to find the vampire woman who wrote the... Yeah, I'm running out of this foundation. It's not coming out. Wants to find the vampire that wrote the note for that note for us. And kill her because she was responsible for killing his character's family. So that's what he wants his character to do. So he figures that she might be holed up in the black hole, which I mentioned earlier. It's the Karg headquarters. I really thinned this out. This is basically gonna be super light coverage. So he wants to do that and wants to try to find a way in there. And I'm no, I wanna take Silvio to look. I want to go the long way around. But Sylvia was no, I don't want to do that. And I'm okay, well, I don't know what I want to do then. We spend a long time discussing what we want to do and discussing character motivation and stuff. But basically, we walk along the edge of the wall, a lot, because the wall goes around the whole city. And we get closer to the black hole. And the black hole is not up against the wall, so we can't just avoid Toby and get to it very easily. So we get as close as we can get to it, and we're okay, what do we see? So down below we see a few people who are clearly not Toby, skittering here and there, trying to go to these grain silos, grab some grain and run away. And they don't seem to be noticed by Toby. They're clearly survivors who are making do. But we do also see Toby down there, just walking around, happy as a pig and shit, just admiring his new home, totally oblivious to us up on the wall. And we're okay, well, what does this place look like? Does it look like we can get into it? And it looks like a water tower. If you're in the US and you know what a US water tower looks like in a, not in a big city where it's the thing that's on top of a roof, but in a more rural city where a rural city or town where it's standalone thing that's like this big huge thing where it's like a big bulb and then it's like got the long standy thing and there's like no real way into it. And it's got pipes that go down into the ground and the water is fed through pipes in the ground basically. So it looks like that and it's black. And it's described as being like old and dusty looking, like there's no way in or out. And it's dusty and it looks like it hasn't been like touched or used in a really long time. And we're like, okay, so maybe there's a way to get into it through the sewer, like the old sewer networks, you know, the tunnels. But Toby is down there in those sewer networks because like we were down there in the last session and we encountered Toby. Like his actual like child body had been down there and had greeted us. Like he had been trying to come find us that way. And his poor child body had been destroyed. My poor son. I wish I could see through this bottle to see how empty it was, but it's clearly running out. Anyway. So like the monk is like, well, I have this kind of pointless skill where if I meditate for 10 minutes, which is kind of a long time in D&D, meditate for 10 minutes, and then for 10 minutes, an astral projection of me, which, by the way, is not invisible. Other creatures can see it, and I can only go 30 feet from my body, but I can go through, like, walls and shit, you know? So he was like, yeah, I could do that and try to get in and look for secret entrances or whatever. But you'll have to, like, pick up my body and walk me along this building to try to look for secret entrances because he can only go 30 feet from his body. So we were like, yeah, and like Toby's down there, so like we'd probably all get murdered if we tried that. Like it didn't seem like a great idea. So like after assessing the situation, we were just like, no, this is a terrible idea. Let's not do this. But we spent a really long time deliberating on what we want to do because like there's no really good way forward. And they were like, yeah, we're probably not going to be able to get into the Karg secret area because like they're the secret police. They use a lot of like advanced magic, so like we're not gonna be able to just like spark step in, which is what the monk does to get into places, where he like throws his little metal disc and like teleports to it. Like probably not gonna be able to do that to get in because that's like really basic level 1 magic. And like because like the people who were supposed to be our contacts it was like a vampire, like a potentially high level vampire, and like a werewolf. So clearly like we would be up against like potentially higher level magic that we couldn't get through. And I was just like, this seems like suicide. Like we're gonna go in here and like between Toby and like that magic and God knows what else, we're probably gonna die. Like we got the information we wanted and like trying to find this woman who is like she says in her note that she is trapped in the mist and can only sometimes make herself corporeal and real again, like in this world, because she's like in another world, like in another realm, like the mist realm. And like the warrior character used her power, which is like contact her ancient like her ancients, and ask them what is the most challenging way forward. It's like a power she has but has never used yet. And basically they said is to walk into the mist at nighttime and let the mist take you. And we were like, yeah, we're not fucking doing that. That seems risky. Like we could do that, like because that was what the DM said was the most challenging way forward. So like, and that would get her to her goal of killing the vampire. So like all signs point to the mist doesn't kill you, it just puts you in like another dimension or something. But then we'd have to get out of the mist. I'm gonna use I'm just calling it out, but I'm using the Rare Beauty birthday gift, the Hope Blush. So, well, on the off chance you want to see what that looks like on me, here is your chance. I don't have any clean brushes, so it might be skewed how it looks, but whatever. I'm not gonna bother cleaning a brush, I'm lazy. But anyway, so yeah, we decided eventually to just leave that train of thought alone and move on. Silvio decided that he is not coming with us. He wants to go back to Makel and try to convince the Baroness, try to help the Baroness some other way. Because he doesn't want to go all the way south on a perilous adventure. He doesn't want a Lord of the Rings go on an adventure. He doesn't want to go with Frodo. Me being Frodo, I guess. Or maybe, yeah. I mean, I'm a wizard. Maybe I could be Gandalf. Except I'm not a white wizard. I'm a kind of an evil wizard. But he doesn't want to go with me. He's a bitch. I couldn't convince him. I tried to roll influence, and I forgot. I took a feat that lets me re-roll influence, and I rolled really bad. And if I had remembered, I could have re-rolled it. But I forgot. I have to remember my feats. I'm bad about remembering things. So it's because it was new. And all of my stuff is not on the same page. It's on multiple pages. So he is like, yeah, I'm not going to be your friend and join you. He's a bitch. And I was like, I'm going to protect you. I've been so good to him. And he's just spurning my love. And I'm like, well, I guess we can't be co-dads to Toby anymore. Can't be co-dads to Toby anymore. Rude. To be fair, he wasn't co-dadding Toby. That's why Toby wants to assimilate him so bad. Toby doesn't know him. He doesn't like him. Later on in this session, me and Silvio get drunk with some guys. It's fine, and things happen. Anyway, we managed to get down the wall successfully. We cut our rope behind us so that Toby cannot follow us, even though if he wants to get out, he can. Like, he's got the whole city barricaded, and he can use his zombies to move the barricades realistically. So like, I don't know why we bothered with that, I guess. Like, but we don't want Toby to like immediately follow us if somehow he did. Like, we don't want him to get onto the wall, I think is the reasoning, because the wall is pretty secure. Like, how we got in was with the monk's spark step, so like the guards pretty well barricaded the wall from Toby, so he can't get in and it's pretty safe. And we don't want him getting on the wall. I'm just gonna do a neutral look because I'm still playing with Stone Cold Fox. Anyway. Yeah, so what was I talking about? Oh yeah, so we're on our way back to the inn in between Makel and Karg, and we notice like tracks in the ground, in like the mud, of wagons, and we're like, oh, we didn't see these before, leading into the forest, and we're like, we should go explore. And at first Sylvia was like, no, fuck you, I'm not joining you, I'm gonna go to the inn. And we're like, but you'll die. The monk is still on the werewolves thing, even though we already ascertained that there are not 1,000 werewolves. The singular werewolf that was out there was part of the Karg, and he was supposed to come and get us. But we murdered him, and he was supposed to be our buddy, and we were supposed to have a werewolf on our side, and we fucked it up. And there's not 1,000 werewolves out there, and yeah. But yeah, so anyway. But like, we don't know what's out there right now, because like there's a bunch of Tobys running around, and like, I'm just like, I don't want him to die. But he hears a voice in his head, which, the other shadowmancer, who is my partner, he accidentally put it in the wrong Discord channel, so like, he has magical, he took like a feat that lets him talk to people in their heads, and he talked to him in his head and basically convinced him to come with us. So Silvio came with us, following these tracks into the woods, and as we're going into the woods, it gets weirdly stormy, but we come upon like a keep, and it's like a disheveled, rundown keep. And we find that there's like a group of people in there. But weirdly outside of the keep, there's like, we find the carts, but the carts are all like destroyed and there's like blood spatter like surrounding them, and we're like, that's weird. But there's people in the keep and they let us in. And apparently they're from Karg too, but they didn't want to go to Mickle because like their leader was like, fuck those farm people, which is funny. Especially because like the barbarian with the fuck off axe, the warrior with the fuck off axe, was a farmer before her family got killed. Okay, sorry, I'm back. I realized I have all my windows open, and I realized I accidentally forgot to actually turn off the AC. Like, it was nice and cool out this morning, so I didn't have to worry about it, but it finally is hot out. And I think it's warm enough in here for the AC to actually kick on, but I'm not closing the windows yet. Anyway, what was I talking about? But yeah, so they're like, yeah, we don't have any food, and there's things hunting us. And we're like, what things? And they're like, monsters. And we're like, that's very descriptive. Thank you for that. So yeah, so we're like, okay, well, they're like, don't leave at night. But also they're like, it doesn't matter, even don't leave during the day because it's like overcast and the things come. And we're like, okay. So we were like thinking maybe it's Toby, like maybe Toby's around and we could totally handle it. Spoiler, it's not Toby. So like we go to their library and like the magician in the library is searching for a spell for food. So we find him a book with a spell for food. We investigate some statues that are in this keep. And interestingly, one of the statues looks like the monk, like exactly like the monk, except like a really creepy version of him. Like it's like gaunt and it's got like a creepy smile and its eyes are popping out of its head. So we're like, that's weird. And like this keep is really old. Like it's from before the time of the king that's gone missing. Like it's from the ancient time. But some of the stuff looks a little newer and we're not sure when the statues are from. And the people who are in the keep don't know anything about it. They just knew that the keep was there. Like they'd heard tales. So like, and then there's another statue that looks exactly like the other shadowmancer, except again, it looks like a fucked up version of him. And then there's also a mound of dirt we found that apparently used to be a staircase. So the monk like astral projects, like he uses that power and goes down below the staircase. And he finds, like he goes down there and like he sees another, what appears to be like some sort of ghost or astral projection. It's like a hooded rogue being kind of thing with like a mask, like it's wearing a mask, it's got like a thing pulled over its face and it's wearing a hood. It's got like, you can see on the arm that it's just a like bone, there's no flesh or skin, and it's got a thorn whip and it's like, what are you doing here? Get back to work. Because there's like a whole chamber down there and there's like nothing down there, there's just like debris. And he's just like, no, fuck that, so he leaves. But yeah, like it's interesting. There's like a random I call it the sacrificial pedestal. There's like a random sacrificial pedestal in like the middle, I don't know if it's the middle, but like in this courtyard. There's like a well that there has no way to get the water out of in this courtyard. There's like the library, there's like a kitchen, there's like a little like, it's not a bedroom, it's like a meeting room, like a hangout room. It's where all the guys are getting drunk, like the leader and a bunch of the dudes are just like getting drunk in there. Yeah, and while like they're doing that, I take 2 books from the library. I roll a d100 for my book, and I get a book that is about a dragon. And I infer that dragon is potentially my patron. And it's also the King Aslan. Aslin. I think it's Aslin, not Aslan. I think it's Aslin. I don't know. I forget. But it's like his mount, like his companion and his mount. and potentially my patron is his mount, and it's potentially my patron is that dragon. So I learned a little bit about that because I do a roll for it. And then the other book I grab is for Silvio, because me and him are drinking with these guys. I'm like, I grab 2 books and me and him go drinking. Because I basically dictate what Silvio does, because I'm basically in charge of him. Because he's mine. And we were joking that, like, we had Silvio's backpack, and I was like, the only thing in it is the fancy wine. It's the only thing he saved of all his possessions. But yeah, so, and then his book was about, like, his book was, like, the first chapter was, like, the dangers of drinking, which was funny. That's just what the GM rolled for him. Which we found hilarious. But Silvio gets plastered, and I'm drinking, but I'm not, like, drunk, because, like, that would be bad for my character, and we're not actually doing, like, drinking rules for fighting or anything. Because I have done that for other campaigns where I actually did it was like a drunk class, and like I would roll for how many drinks I had and for how drunk I was, and like how it affected me, and it gave me like, it helped and hurt depending on how drunk I was and how I rolled. It was really interesting. It wasn't as effective as I got higher level, but it was fun for like the lower levels. Because it could give me like max damage. It was really cool. It was fun. But anyway, yeah, so we were doing that. And then so like we found a spell for getting food, but you have to like slice your hand. It's like an ancient spell from because apparently there used to be like gods before the king, and there was multiple gods, and they all tried to convince you to worship them, and this particular god was one that was kind of very like, kind of like the billionaire classes, where they would like, you have all these amazing things, but it comes at a sketchy cost. Like, yeah, it was. So anyway, like, you'll have a utopia, but you'll never see the slaves that make the utopia run. It was kind of like that. That was how that was described, basically. So the spell that the wizard tries to do it, not us. He does the chant, he slices his hand, the food appears, however, the blood doesn't stop flowing. So the main warrior guy cuts off his hand, because none of us have good strength checks, and our warrior is not in the room. It's me and Silvio are in the room, and the only thing we're really interested in is they have a map that's like older than like our current country, like the country we're in, like it's from the ancient times. We have no idea where we got it, but Silvio was like, oh, that's expensive. I'm just like, yeah, I want it. It's a fun artifact, because my character likes fun artifacts and knowledge. So me and Silvio both want it for different reasons. So we might steal it. Or acquire it through nice means. Be like, hey, we killed I'll tell you what they are in a minute, but all the monsters, can we have this when we take you back to Makel? Because we're gonna take you all back to Makel. But so the guy cuts off his hand. We protect the map from all the blood food. But we get the feast. He loses his hand and survives. And then, right as the feast is done, right as the guy gets his hand fixed, me and Silvio and all those guys hear a commotion. We hear a scream. Turns out, the other shadowmancer, who is in the library by himself, has been attacked. Something has come through the broken down wall from the outside of the keep, and it is a vampire spawn, and it does a shit ton of damage. We all basically have like not even 30 points of hit points. So he takes like 26 points of damage in one hit. and he does a defend action which negates 5 points of damage. And he's like, cool, I have 3 hit points left because I had 3 temporary hit points. So if that tells you anything about how hard he got hit, yeah, it was brutal. So we all immediately are like, can we hear this commotion that's happening? And it's like, yeah, the keep is small enough, you all hear. So we all like pile out of our rooms. I tell Silvio, I'm just like, dude, hide, don't die. So he hides under the table of the room we were in. And like we all pile over to the library and start attacking this vampire. And the vampire is hard as fuck to kill. Cause the werewolf is hard to kill too, because you basically have to kill them in a very specific way because they're like magical creatures. Like the vampire is undead, so we're just like, okay, let's do lore rolls and see if we know how to kill a vampire. And it's like, yeah, you don't roll high enough to know exactly how to kill a vampire, but you know enough about the undead because like they're in this world. So like, you know, sunlight, you know, fire can do some damage, and like one of us rolls high enough to know you got to go after the heart, which is valid because that was a thing with the werewolves too. So like the monk is like trying to punch him in the heart because, you know, like you do, he's trying to like punch him straight in the rib cage, punch his heart out. The other shadowmancer is like, got his scythe, he's summoning his scythe, he's hitting him with his scythe, trying out the new scythe, and he does a lot of damage, but like the wounds just kind of like back up, you know, like they just like re-heal kind of, because it's a vampire, and they have regenerative properties, which is unfortunate. And we're just like, oh, okay, how to kill. And we're just kind of just like, okay, cool. What do we do? But we do manage to wear it down and slice her up. I'm trying to test out my new like powers because I got new spawn, like little spawny monsters. They're little like fire wormlings. So like they do like fire damage, and they can potentially ignite if they do a crit. And I was so excited because I actually did crit damage on one of the attacks. So I made the vampire smolder is what it's called. So I could have, if I had gotten the chance, used a different attack which would like do a shit ton of damage. But I never got the chance because we did actually kill the vampire before that happened, just through the sheer power of like beating the shit out of it, and doing enough crits on it. But like I was so excited because I actually did it. But it was fun. Like I was testing out my new cantrips that do fire damage, and I never crit on that, but I was trying. The warrior got like free fury dice now. The other shadowmancer didn't try out his power because like I know some of his powers for his new class where he can like summon his shadow minions and then sacrifice them for health. He didn't try that, but he probably should have because he had like no health. But he has self-healing at least, so. But like I didn't realize it. I didn't think about it, but like what I should have done was I should have taken the skill that like he took, which is talking in people's heads, because it didn't occur to me that like you could use like, because I was just thinking, oh, you can just like talk to people and they would know it was you, and like, you know, it wouldn't be useful. Like it didn't occur to me that I could like fuck with people like the way he was doing. Because, like, I could have just used that for my influence build, you know? Because, like, my influence... I'm trying to make an influence build. Because, like, I've been upping my influence, which is basically persuasion. And so I can, like, convince people to do things I want them to do. Which has not gone well because I've been rolling terribly. But... So, which is why I took the reroll and influence thing, which I forgot to use. But being able to talk to people in their heads seems way more useful. As long as you can do the correct persuasion, like you can word things correctly. So I didn't think of it from that perspective. I guess I'm just not like a manipulative enough person in real life to have thought of that. I don't know what that says about him. I think he's just good at exploiting D&D. I mean, that's not a D&D thing, that's a Nimble thing, but I mean, I guess it functions the same as D&D. So I think that is a similar thing in D&D. Where you can just manipulate people. But yeah, so we kill the vampire. Takes forever. And we ascertain that vampire is alone, but we know from talking to the people in the keep that there is at least one more, if not more. Because it sounds like every time they send their hunters out, the vampires get their hunters get turned into vampire spawns. So they think there might be I don't know if the vampire spawns make more vampire spawns or if there's an actual vampire running around that's making vampire spawns. But if we want to go south, we may have to deal with that. And to leave the keep, we're probably gonna have to deal with that. So we met actual vampire vampire spawns, I guess, are not real vampires, but we met sort of vampires finally. Not the vampire that Leona wanted to meet, the warrior. Her name is Leona. We didn't meet the vampire Leona wanted to meet, but we met sort of vampires. We met vampire spawns, and we murdered them. They started it, and they were actually trying to kill us. It wasn't like with the werewolf where it was like a tee-hee-hee, I'm gonna swipe at you and run away giggling, which in hindsight we should have realized maybe not an enemy, but I mean, whatever. He started it, and he should have known better, and we murdered him so hard. That guy. Fucking Osiris, we murdered him so hard. Okay. Yeah. Okay, the lipstick I wanted to wear, ABH Graham, which is long discontinued, Anastasia Beverly Hills Graham. One of their really old liquid lipsticks. I probably got this pre-2020. It's still good. It's a gray shade. Yeah, it was in my purse, so I literally wore it the other day. Anyway, so yeah, we killed the vampire. That was basically the end of the session. It took us a while to kill the vampire. We did that at the very end of our night, and we ran long. Okay, yeah. So yeah, we killed the vampire. That was the end of the session. We literally didn't do anything after that. We didn't talk about what we wanted to do next or anything. Just realized there was a hair in my mouth. Very, very attractive. So yeah, not the most productive session, but it was a lot of we spent a lot of time talking about what we wanted to do next, because it's there's a lot of avenues of things we can do, and we're not sure where we're supposed to go, because we wanted to go into the Karg building, but it's Ravenloft, and the thing with Ravenloft is it'll murder you if you go the wrong way, because it's basically like a horror movie, and it's set up to kill you. And with all the Tobys, and with the fact that the Karg are very they're very heavy magic users, they're very secret police, they're very do not enter, there's a very real chance we would have gotten down there, not been able to progress, and just gotten murdered. So we were we might need to be stronger to go that route. So right now we're trying to head south. I don't know why there's so much hair in my mouth. Anyway, so yeah, that's basically our plan for now. We're gonna deal with the vampire spawn. There might be a vampire, and figure out our next move. But yeah, this is the look I created. I used the Stone Cold Fox palette. I don't think I said Stone Cold Fox by ColourPop. Also, I used one of the shades that's matte with sparkles, and I can see the sparkles still on my lids a little bit if I tip my head back, and I've got the ring light. I don't know if you can see it on camera, but it's right here and right here there's a little bit of sparkle, and it's not from sparkles on my brush, it's literally from the matte that had sparkles. So that's cool. the sparkle stayed. But yeah, I just made like a little like calm, like soft grunge look with a little grungy lip that matched. So it's like one of my favorite go-to looks. I know lots of people are like getting really back into like colorful looks, and like colorful looks are fun, but I like grungy looks, so, which I know is not popular, but that's what I like. And I just felt like doing that while I yapped, so yeah, I don't know. Let me know what you're playing down below, and let me know like if you have interesting moments from what you're playing down below, I guess. I don't know. But yeah, I'll see you in the next one. Okay, bye.